Welcome back, peeps. Time for game number 2, oldg versus Ooredoo Thunders, and it is actually OT taking the lead, and now only one game away from qualifying into Division 2. Devour or a harassy lane, looking for more trade-off, pick-off potential.
No ball.
Also does kind of.
It's a setup for an arrow, and also against Ursa, it's really good. Yeah, but it's gonna be Pango in the end. I think they lean towards a Pango to give them a bit more of a team fight, I would say, rather than the Void Spirit. And inside of oldg, you have Tusk, Sanking, like Silencer. These are the heroes that want to get active early on.
Yeah. What do you think about, when we talk in numbers and percentages, if we go 32.217%? How do you like that number?
Say the number again. I'm not doing the math.
32.217%.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Two magical numbers put together. Is it a curse or a gift?
It's more of a curse, I would say.
Yeah, 51 to 49% according to Dota Plus. So we're pretty close here. Just a 1% throw. OT gonna wait it out here in the mid lane. Let's see if we see anything special itemization-wise. Doom doesn't start off with pieces of his Wraith Band right away. But he's gonna be building it first after a set of tangos.
A lot of mangoes, though.
Mangoes.
3 mangoes. This is something that Tundra did during TI. They kind of cracked the code how to win the laning stage with using a lot of mangoes just to sustain constant pressure in the lane. The A2000 using these illusions to scout things out. They're all over the place. And it's going to be 2 for 2 in the end.
Yeah, no, nothing special to start off with the bounties. Let's see who gets the better block here, Noob or Thompson. Thompson should. It's going to be a tight one. I think it's going to be pretty even here. Thompson, oh, he actually has the creeps crossing the river first, but it's still going to end up pretty much in the middle, so. No extra excitement here.
They're deeping each other on the bottom lane and instantly starting to play aggressive. Fate Bolt plus a Scorched Earth. I remember when Doom had literally 0 armor. Then his armor got increased to 1, increased to 2, and increased to 5. So usually Ursa was considered as a lane counter, but yeah, OT, they're playing this bottom lane really well, pushing it in, trying to get level 2 faster, and not allowing no one to connect onto Doom and get some right clicks going. No Tail starting with the Glaives of Wisdom. Harassing as much as possible, but needs to be a bit careful here. Already down to half HP.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty interesting question with the Doom armor scaling, you know, with a bit of Gaven logic added. The number 3 just doesn't exist. We just skip it completely and just add some extra on top. 1, 2 into 5.
Yeah, not just that. You also get extra armor from Devour these days.
Yeah, that also helps. As his first point picked up on Devour now. Top lane, nothing special here. 7-3 for the Naga. 6 last hits for Seb on the Sand King. Kaori wanting to stack this camp, but Morana intervening. No stack for you, sir. It's also looking pretty even in terms of CS, melee versus melee matchup. Everyone's farming. There's like no... Oh, no one actually really wants Omar.
A courier from Radiant's army dies, and a piece of...
No one brought boots of speed, wants to be able to close the gap. Does have point in overpower. Silencer is tough to deal with, especially if he lands Arcane Curse on 2 heroes, then Ursa starts hitting you, you can't pressure back, you're not going to be using spells, so you need to run away. But he's really low on regen. Right now, Silencer's bringing 3 tangos. Both of them are down to half HP, and you can see OT, again, playing very aggressive here on the bottom lane, and connecting with the Fate Bolt on both heroes.
Surprisingly powerful as well, this level 1 Scorched Earth, that you don't want to be standing too nearby.
Looking at the top lane, MS says he started with the Starstorm, and now saving a point. And I think I figured it out what the MSS means. It means Mirana Star Storm. That's what it is. We always wondered.
Crack the code. I don't even... Oh, I had a question, but I think I'm going to trip myself into a landmine, so I'm going to actually not ask the question. Will remain a mystery.
Precious bounty.
But MSS...
Now I wonder what it is.
Yeah, we will all wonder what it is. You know, we love throwing some philosophical questions from time to time. Comparing to Monaspa Habu Game 2 laning stage, this is completely different.
Oh, absolutely. What did we have? We had like 20 kills in 6 or 7 minutes.
Yep, we had an over 3 kills per minute average pace, and with all the games that I've been casting inside these last 5 years, that was easily the highest amount of kills I've seen in a match. Normally, like the highest bloodbath games I've seen, I've usually averaged at like 2.3, 2.4. No tail, can he get first blood? No, he can't. Might actually end up losing his life instead.
First blooded.
Yep. He has been bled.
What is this?
Omar, first blood.
I came here to be tested.
It's a strong lane. This bottom lane, and again, Boiter going for the correct items. Getting that raid band, getting extra armor from that, and he even put another point in Devour just to get extra armor. Understands that he needs to be as tanky as possible, plus he brought a chainmail. So right now sitting at 16 armor when he has Devour active.
Yeah, that's a lot. 48% physical resist, so Ursa, even with 2 points in Furious Swipes, just not going to do much.
For a second, I thought I saw Skyrat Mage on a mid lane, but it's a Noob's Courier that is currently near the tier 3 tower if you want to catch it. It's something fancy. It has some cool look.
Oh, that's a Skywrath Mage. Then,
Yeah, like the wings. The wings remind me of Skyrat Mage.
True. Okay. I can. Yeah, I'll buy the wings. I'll buy the theory on that. Yeah, it's definitely one of the more interesting-looking couriers from the Candy Works. Imagine if you get that in a unusual version and then put like a prismatic gem on it. However, fighting bottom. Thompson rotating. They're going to take that Witcher. Can they keep no one alive? No, they can't. Omar still going to get one traded off. And Thompson looking for the secured kill. And no tail. Yep, early point in Glaives brings him up to +4. -2 for both of his enemies.
Both of these heroes don't have big mana pool, especially Doom, so stealing mana from them hurts them quite a lot. Maybe I expected them, maybe Rubik, to get Ring of Bassi in this lane to keep the constant spam, but you're also playing against Ursa, so you want to get Boots of Speed.
Yeah, it does start to hurt if Silencer stays alive. Most of these engagements and Doom, Pango, even the Phoenix, pretty low mana pools early on.
It's also not the worst stat on no one, because he respawned with full HP, full mana. Instead, he would get pressured too much, so him dying doesn't really mean that much. I also want to check the top lane. It's Nagasarn. It's a bit of a resident sleeper lane, but she's farming. She's on top of the CS chart, close to top of the net worth. Tusk does have the most at the moment, and something that I noticed more recently is people are buying more and more Medallion of Courage, sometimes even Solar Crest. It's like a good, I'd say, adjustment to nurse the Break Pact.
Yeah. It's definitely an option.
Fortified their towers.
I think Solar Crest was one of the items that I really enjoyed, but I also... Well, I wouldn't say I'm super happy one thing happens leading into another, but I am happy that Crimson Guard is now being considered more and more, and I would actually like to see the item buffed it just a little bit more, because it feels like it's still never bought, really. Like, maybe 3% of the games.
It's seen. I think it's seen from time to time. It's an expensive item, but could use some love, and I agree with that one. Oh, Mango, big difference. He got demolished on a mid lane, and another rotation from Thompson. Seems like they're aware of it. There is an observer ward. I don't think the obs scouted it out. I caught a glimpse. All right, if you click on obs, it caught a glimpse of it.
Yeah.
active rune, Noob will pick it up.
It's going to be haste rune for the Pango, too. We'll be able to use that at some point. Not right now, as he takes a bit of a scuffle with... Okay, never mind. Hobson was considering walking back to bottom again, because there is a fight going on here right now. Omar, no one, both pretty low here. And No Tail taking the battle all the way through. Gets a trade.
Deals the Zen. That's what he wanted. And he's also level 6 on a position 5 silencer. I'm sorry.
That's quite alright. Silencer happy with another stack of int stolen. And MSS
8 minutes into the game.
MSS is just watching and following TA2000. He's got Thompson with him too, but he's going to get scouted out. Bottle refill TP for Noob by Omar. A lot of activity now inside the top jungle, and I really like that oldg is contesting this area. Most likely area for the Naga plane.
Using scan for himself just in case someone comes close. Going into Manta style first item. No surprise there.
Yep.
Oh. Bottom lane. Doom forced to TP out.
My face.
Definitely has been one of the more sleepier starts, but looking at the heroes on both sides, you do kind of expect this to somewhat happen. Maybe we're going to see the bigger portion of action. Maybe I'd say the first Blink Dagger timers. Well, I was about to say 16, but Sand King is already 400 gold short to Seb. Going to be pretty active with this Sand King as soon as that is ready. Shards placed down by Tops, and Global Silence cancels out the Rolling Boulder, and there's nothing to arrow. Noob standing in the middle of the creep wave. Swashbuckle while the Walrus Punch comes out. Kaori going to die Tusk all the way under the tower. They're going to finish off this Tusk. Arrow will miss on Omar, and MSS leap stolen. Look at this Rubik leap right behind. Oh, he can't actually escape.
Got the kill.
Ooh, he got it.
Second Starstorm actually got it.
Dire's top tower is
Early points in
That's a big
Starstorm.
one.
Yeah.
That's a huge one. Also, like, you don't expect these things to happen. Like, sure, you're paying attention, but 10 minutes into the game, position 5 Phoenix shows up with Supernova. Sometimes we see Phoenixes, like, barely being level 4 at that time. Same goes for the Silencers, because they had a good time. Nagasaran did leave the top lane, which meant that someone's going to be soaking up the experience, and it was Phoenix.
Yeah, everyone is at least level 6 already 10 minutes in, so there's no level 5s in the game anymore. So
Zanking does have a Blink Dagger.
Ulti's up early, and yep. Blink up, and a smoke gank coming in from MSS and Thompson. Definitely been very active. Definitely been very active so far. Seb did he throw a bait teleport bottom so they could make a play in top? Creep wave is walking in though. Seb. Yeah, they can't find Noob.
They know something's up, and now they seen Blink Dagger on a Sand King. This top tier 1 tower is very low, 200 HP, while OG's is pretty healthy. They don't have that much tower damage, so they need to play with the catapult or bring numbers.
Yep. I actually feel really, really silly right now. When we were talking about the courier conversation, I was actually looking at Thompson's courier, not Noob's. Now I see what you're talking about, the Skywrath.
Oh, okay.
Now I feel really silly. Okay. I totally understand the Skywrath thing now. Much better. Right. Thompson rolling. Oh, he doesn't get the Walrus Punch off, and the egg will be popped by the Phoenix, and that's going to lead into Thompson dying. Can't get a kill. Loses his life.
Rubik also just using Enrage for whatever reason, because like this is not the spell that you want to have stolen. But just in case, he wants something else. There's some really good spells to steal this game. Tusk Shards, Snowball, mostly Sanking Stun, like even Sandstorm, plus also Silencer Curse. That's a really good one.
Didn't Rubik used to have extra base damage at level 10 as a talent?
He did, yes.
So that was when mid Rubik was actually played more. So having something like Overpower and Ursa could actually be useful. Sadly not the case anymore. Thompson diving deep here. Taking a lot of damage from Omar and Noob. Force out the Moonlight Shadow. And there's a sentry placed down, so MSS is spotted, No Tail is spotted, scan being used as well, still catching the Rubik, arrow flying in, not needed. oldg find themselves a kill despite the information for Ooredoo Thunders.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
Should open up the mid tower, maybe. Well, they actually have to defend top, maybe even bottom too.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked. Dire's structures are
Both teams don't have much tower damage. Like, they need to play with catapults, otherwise these towers are not gonna fall. Smoke coming out from oldg.
Radiant's bottom tower
Thompson also
under
was
fire.
attempting on Kaori. Can't quite close in the gap for the Phoenix. Phoenix also building into a Yule's first item. Should always be able to dispel the global silence into egg.
Double the value, being able to dispel global, and also, again, kite against Ursa, great against the snowball save.
Yeah. Great against Ursa for sure. Maybe sometimes in pub games you see mass Yules being built against Axes and Ursas. I don't think we're going to need more than just one. Don't want to be too one-sided. There's still a couple other threats they need to take into account. If Ursa was like the only damage-dealing hero, then you maybe could build like 2-3 Yules just against him, just to keep him out of the fight. Luckily, Dota is not that one-sided. Thompson, pretty deep here. Smokes are going to be popping. Snowball instantly onto the Doom. MSS was looking for an arrow connection, but Thompson's going to get surprised himself. Why is there so many people here? Oh yeah, the whole team's here.
Global was ready, but he was lacking mana. I think he would pop the global, potentially to try to save the Tusk. But very good read from OT. And yeah, you gotta be careful. This Naga Siren is starting to ramp up.
Yup.
Manta style done. Going into Scotty next. I love Orchid. I'm a big fan of Orchid. It does allow you to get the solo pickoffs, like pre-BKBs, you can kill the cores, but I guess he wants to be able to tank up those illusions so that he can't be bursted.
Yep.
And against Ursa, having extra armor, global silence again, not enough mana.
Doesn't get to do much here, but the Global Silence and Doom have both been expended. And a bit of a reset on both sides. Big ulties. Seb's still hunting. He has his blink. They're quite clustered up here. Doesn't quite catch the Phoenix, though. He's going to get the heal on the Doom. Epicenter being used up, too. But Seb's taking a lot of damage, a lot of magical damage. Gotta be careful here.
These are all fights without Ooredoo Thunders still having like the full potential. Pangolier decided to go for Arcane Boots as his first item,
Got
which
him.
means that...
Yep, a lot of armor on the Doom, but it's not going to help against the Starstorm. But Thompson gets the kill. Seb finding a stun on the Rubik. Rubik's going to be falling as well momentarily. They take down Kaori and find themselves 3. And now TH1000. That's the first time the Naga participating aggressively. And they've got Noob joining in the fight as well. Seb going to be taken down.
He's gonna get
MSS
connection again.
still being chased up.
And
Double.
another one.
Yep, and for the silencer too. Triple for Noob.
That's what I said before the fight started. Like, they didn't unleash this Pango because he went for Arcane Boots. He was, like, kind of struggling. He's still in the mid
Yep.
in terms of the net worth. But, yeah, finally has his Diffusal Blade. And with that being picked up, it's going to cripple the whole team of oldg. Seems like they are lagging a little bit.
Somebody pulled the plug. Yeah, a bit of lag reports on the side of Ooredoo Thunders, waiting for them to reconnect back into the game. So, one thing that I wanted to kind of highlight about Thompson's Tusk and his activity around the map was, I think we discussed, was it an LCQ? Yeah, it was an LCQ. We talked a lot with Fear and Kezu about Thompson's map movements and how he's kind of unique compared to many of the other mid laners in that tournament, of how active he is. Like, he can rotate level 3 or level 4.
We've seen rotation 2 times already in these 2 games. pre-level 6 rotations, because he felt like he needed to fix the bottom lane. Ursa was not having that good of a time. Finally managed to recover, does have a Battle Fury going into BKB next. This is going to be a bit of an issue. Once Ursa gets a BKB, they don't have much to stop him besides the Doom, if they can get the Doom on him pre-BKB. But there's also a Global Silence to follow it up, so yeah, Ursa and no one having a much better time than in the previous game. And now he's starting to play top part of the map, so if he sees 3-4 heroes, he can easily threaten the Roshan kill.
Yeah, that is pretty important as well, that they're able to get the first Roshan as soon as possible to still enable the shard timing for the second Rosh kill for Ursa. And they've got their sights on it right now. No one is going to run into the pit. With the whole fight happening in the bottom half of the map, you know, there's a lot of distance to cover for Ooredoo Thunders to make it here in time. Topson been helping out with the medallion, 2 points in tag team. And being such a nice guy, that he's also going to tank it a bit for no one to finish off. So the first Roshan for oldg. They're going to be a bit late for the party.
It's always tricky to play against Radiant Ursa. You swap the sides. One mistake, one good observer ward that scouts things out for you, and yeah, he takes it so quickly.
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
Now they just need to push out their waves, maybe fight with the BKB timer on no one. Phoenix, 4 points in Sunray, does do a nasty amount of damage onto the Ursa. No one to be found on their bottom half of the map. The mid-tier 1 tower did just fall at the same time as Roshan was being completed by oldg. That is the first tower loss on their side of the map. Both teams only having 1 tower in the first 18 minutes.
Goes back to the draft where they can't really pressure as much. Sanking does have a second item for himself. For staff to be able to push himself and other out of the trouble. Doom, BKB, already flying. So he's going to be able to protect himself, counter the Global Silence, not care too much about the Sanking. Topson's already in.
Yeah, hunting for a kill. Sep missing the stun on Noob as the Rolling Thunder runs its full course. They have a sentry down on the ground. They don't seem to be... they only have... Okay, they have Dust on Pango. That's really good. Always like to see a core player holding on to a... At least a
This
Dust.
is not a pop match,
Yep.
so the cores will be having Dusts. Again, net worth keeps increasing and increasing for side of OT. Naga Siren, almost... I mean, they're... Ursa is up there getting close, but Naga Siren's pushing out the wave so quickly.
Set with the aggressive blink in, just can't find a target for himself. Kaori, very good movement there. Good footwork. Glyph being used to hold this tower up just a little bit longer. And Ursa constantly low on HP. Topson still wants the regen rune for himself, though. And that is a Tusk BKB. And there's the Ursa BKB working a Blink Dagger next. So I would like to see oldg be the ones to look for pressure on the map now that they have themselves the 2 BKBs up. And the Aegis.
I don't think OT wants to pressure until Naga Siren gets her item, and she's very close to it, 400 gold away from Scotty.
Yeah, it would be a bit awkward to take a fight if you're so close to finishing your item. Like,
Yeah, it's just straight up stats. It doesn't give you anything else. It actually gives you...
Rolling Thunder being
extra
used.
armor.
Topson blocked out by Omar's shards. Nuke looking for the stun. Global Silence being used as well. Topson pops his BKB. Has to turn around. He's got backup arriving. No one. He's here, but he needs to close the gap. He
Good
already,
force staff.
already with the Yules. And they might just lose the Aegis here. No one. Enrage being used. Lives with 150 HP remaining. That's a close call. Yeah, that's a BKB charge and a global. And they're still going to smoke and go. TH2000 might be caught here. They've got the Naga on their sights. And they're going to go straight at him. Tried to go for the song. Not going to happen. Epicenter loaded up and the damage is looking to be sufficient. They've got it. The egg popped as well. And oldg looking to disengage. Wither, he's on the chase though. As a BKB has the Doom looking for Thompson. He's been dusted. He's in the trees. But the shard, oh, it blocked Nemesis, but he gets the leap before the Doom connects. However, it burns. It burns. And Sep, he's also in his own world of hurt here right now, trying to escape. Gets the blink off just in time before Noob and Omar get the connection with the swashbuckle. And trying to do movement damage as well with that shard. No tail. He's right next to the Pango. Another fight breaking loose on the sides. No one being thrown into the air. Wither's BKB has been used. No tail down as Noob gets the kill. And Pango also just picked up a blink dagger for himself. So several skirmishes. And it might just not be done yet. No one in Thompson. Not sure if they saw the Doom there with the shards. I feel like they're just going to give this one go. Teleport away.
It was a good plan from oldg, finding Naga Siren. That's her first death of the game. Unfortunately, she was not able to get the song off perfectly executed. Stun into Sandstorms, into Arrow, and then full Epicenter Unleash. Phoenix tried to protect him with the egg, but it was just not enough. They didn't back off, and yeah, still, again, net worth increasing. It comes down to Naga Siren farming up the whole map, and also having a Doom with Devour and Hand of Midas.
Yeah. They're definitely ramping up on the gold side of things. Another pause by no one. Gotta figure out the game plan, though. What's the timing we're looking at for Ooredoo Thunders? Like, is, you know, technically you could say Naga's ready. You could say that, but do you have to? I think they're just happy farming and scaling.
There was a time, like a year, 2 years ago, where Naga Siren was farming until she loses the game. She's like never fight ready.
Mm-hmm.
But with the newer build, I still would want if there is like an Orc. And maybe he wants to protect himself against Ursa. All right, they caught the Sanking. He does have another Burrow Strike in a couple of seconds.
And Blink in 2, but Omar's there.
Yeah, that's the Rubik's Burrow Strike. One of the better spells you can steal. Unfortunately, it does not have a Blink Dagger.
It's a way to close in the gaps. I like what you when you were saying, like, there was a time, like when we were young. And
it's a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, the
Arrow
arrow.
snipes him.
Diffusal slow, seems to have backfired a bit there.
Oh, the egg gets off.
Oh, actually gets it. Allows him to turn it around. No tail down, an MSS on the run. Wither, though, with the instant BKB usage there in the early parts of the fight, making sure that they can close in. Thompson still thinking about going in, at least frozen the shards for vision. Bit awkward there for No Tail. He thought that the egg's definitely gonna explode, but it didn't.
You see Ursa hitting the egg, you're like, yeah, guaranteed. But needed one extra hit. I think it was mid-swing, very close to it. So Naga Siren going into Butterfly to protect against the Ursa. Ursa can eventually get MKB. He doesn't have a problem with that, especially with having the Battle Fury, so very easy to farm it up.
Net worth just continues to grow from 5k to 7k now. oldg, they're going to take the initiative. Omar, the great start for the fight. Sep blinks on the high ground. Shard's going to give some vision, but not going to block the Rubik. Still no entry point. Noob turning around. The lift comes out. Sep with the stun. Rubik going to be low. The Doom's going to be coming out as well onto Thompson. Thompson trying to run away. And Sep finding himself all alone in the front line. No tail down as well. And Thompson killed as the shards from Omar block out the Tusk. And the lone fisherman surrounded by ice and fire.
Yeah, nicely done. Also, no global silence available for this fight. They definitely needed to like either pop a BKB immediately, and yeah. One thing we didn't notice is Brigand's Blade on Pangler. It's the best item you can get, like as for tier 2 items. Sometimes I've seen that people even hold that item for such a long time because it just, you drop low and the swashbuckle dismantles you. Like Mindbreaker. There's so many good neutral items for Pango. Next Roche, gonna respawn in a minute and 20 seconds, and now
Radiant's
Looking at Pango's items, what he has in a quick buy, going for Lincoln Sphere next. I also wouldn't mind seeing like a Lotus Orb. It's a big item on Pango for yourself to protect against Global Silence, Burrow Strike, great against the Snowball, and also gives you extra 10 armor against Ursa's right clicks.
Yep. And doesn't look like anybody else is also building that. Well, Rubik is actually building the Lotus Orb, so Noob can't get stunned by the Epicenter stun or Snowball or Walrus Punch by the looks of it, and then Omar can just dispel the Global Silence. But then it's Omar's job to make sure that Noob can get his ulti off. And no one in the front lines. Be careful here. Wants to play around his own vision. Everybody else is here except for Seb on the Sand King, still rotating from the bottom wave, and that bot wave is still pushing in right in front of the tier 2 tower. oldg just playing it with 5, and Roche is up in 15 seconds, and this is the one oldg needs. Roche number 2.
They understand. They need this next Roshan. They want to get the shard on Ursa, but Ursa is so close to his bastard, 200 gold away. This is something that could change the fight.
There we go. The X's gonna go up. The X's gonna go up for sure. The song is being used as well. TA2000 resetting the fight. No one's BKB. It's running out. The X pop now, and Seb's down. No one in trouble. Doomed up. No one rage for you. Ursa dead as well. And oldg. It was so close to being perfect, but the Yules on the Phoenix allows him to live a bit longer, and TA2000 with the song.
They're still done. They want to chase for more. They see Mirana.
Sure.
Okay, gonna
They can
stop.
just spin them away. Thompson.
Straight into Roche pit.
Well, he's gonna go for Omar with that DD rune. He's gonna find a kill for himself, but did he pay the ultimate price for it? Looks like he did. Surrounded. You know, it kind of looks like a guy who ends up walking into the wrong back alley, surrounded by thugs.
This is me having beef in a pub game and going for the guy that I dislike. Long story short, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And inside the Roche pit they go. This is going to be short and Aegis. This one Yule Scepter changed the whole thing around. Buying time for himself, dispelling the Global Silence, and then a Force Staff coming out from Omar, keeping him alive.
Yep. And now, with the second Roche going for Ooredoo Thunders, means that we have roll up on Pango, and we have the Aegis up on the Naga, who was already at a point, or at a stage, where this hero is kind of difficult to deal with. Now, even worse, Butterfly built up, and working on a
It's not just the Butterfly, it's also Elven Tunic, so having that evasion
there goes
against
Seb.
Ursa will not be able to hit Naga Siren. And another kill on Seb. Because Naga Siren was thinking, do I need a BKB? Before they took the Roshan, that was the item that she wanted to go for. And now thinking about the Hex, because you already have one. This is the solo kill prep.
Pain. Absolute pain for Thompson. TA2000 webs up the Tusk and can't snowball, can't do anything. Just gets... I don't know. What's a word where all your body parts get ripped apart? Obliterated, indeed.
And also Doom getting his item. This is what you're playing for. Get that Octarine core.
They're getting caught one by one. That's got to be the Ursa down too. Ooredoo Thunders. They're coming up with a pretty big feat here. By the looks of it.
I don't think there's a comeback in this game. Like, they closed out the first game very cleanly. The fights that they approached, and seems like that's gonna be the thing. They don't have what it takes to deal with this Naga Siren. Tier 3 already down. Ursa
3%.
dead for 40 seconds. That's pretty generous. And no buyback on Ursa.
Yeah, this is...
With the stolen burrow.
This is the feeling you get when you wake up in the morning, but you wake up on your own. Like, why didn't my alarm ring? Well, we missed the clock, we missed the timer. And this is the situation that you're in right now. Thompson going to be falling as well. oldg looks like they're going to be entertaining us later on in the lower bracket finals, because currently Ooredoo Thunders very close to closing up, or closing in to that Division 2 spot. Guaranteeing themselves at least one tour of gameplay. TA2000 sings the song of our people and teleports away.
What did he buy? He bought something. Let's see what he decided to buy. It's going to be a BKB in the end, going for the Hex as next item. That's a set of barracks and also
Nope. Got surprised a bit by the Mindbreaker from Ursa. Noob's still been playing really well in this series.
Most definitely. Struggled a little bit in the laning stage, but did manage to land some sick rolling thunders connecting on multiple people.
Yep.
And that triple kill near the tier 2 tower on the east gave him his defusal blade that he desperately needed. Seems like this is going to be a smoke from OT. Try to find something and go for more towers. There's still tier 2 towers available.
Yeah, this smoke up. MSS. Marana's already an easy target to jump on, but they want a big core that will allow them to enter that high ground with ease. No one walks down to the low ground. Is that enough? Kaori, Icarus dive into the Yules, and there's the follow-up, dooming him up. He does get the enrage off, but he's still slowly going to drop. And that damage is just going to ramp up after the duration ends. And Ursa is gone for 75 seconds. It looks like the game just might be that. Thompson. Okay, he found a kill. He's got all the spells on cooldown. Goes for the quick meow. Leave this angry cat alone. No can do. Ooredoo Thunders to take another.
There's still tier 2 towers, so the only way to go in is to go for tier 4 towers.
Yep, time to end. Well, at least, you know, Pixel and T-Gov gonna have some fun as old guy is gonna be entertaining us later on in the lower bracket finals.
This game's still not over. It looks really over, but they might have one more fight. 40 seconds without Tusk. He does have a buybacker, so 30 seconds no buyback though. So
there's a chance.
One more fight.
Smoke on 3 inside the fountain. Global is up. Epicenter loaded up. Who do they go for? The Doom. Okay, they took a look for the Naga, but Seb doesn't get the Burrow strike off. And Waiter pops his BKB. Noob rolling away. Thompson jump in the back line, but the song has been used, and they cancel it quickly so they can isolate Thompson all by himself. Arrow flies in, connects onto the Doom, and Naga just continues to hammer on. And that's a 95-second death penalty for the Tusk. 4 versus 5, and full buybacks on Ooredoo Thunders. Sand King low on HP, 4 snap save from the lift, and onto the Pango they go. Noob gonna be dropping low on HP, but still surviving. No one can't quite close in the kill, and here comes the egg with the quick Icarus dive. No one. They can actually destroy this egg, but will they lose heroes for it? No tail. Gonna be dropping first. Ursa low on HP and tries to take down the Doom. Not gonna happen, and Doom gonna get stunned up by Seb and finally cleaned out as well, but Seb will lose his life.
That was a beautiful play there from Phoenix, and Thompson is going to call it.
Ooredoo Thunders into Division 2. Congratulations.
Nicely done. People definitely did not expect this to happen, but the way they played, it was really damn good. Pretty clean, serious, 2-0.